Hello and welcome to Preps Overtime, presented by Tom Dinsdale. I'm Jack Sheard. With me is Dale Miller. And Dale, we had an upset.
We had a big upset.
Number 1 unstoppable McCook, who didn't have a trouble all season, gave up no more than 14 points a game.
That was the most.
Gave up
37.
Wow.
Yep, Aurora just one heck of a performance by their offense to beat McCook in the Class B semifinals on Saturday, 37-33. Aurora scored on 6 of their last 7 possessions of the game, and it was a wild game.
The first time these two teams played, it wasn't close.
No, 42-7, McCook just dominated in every facet of the game there.
Same field.
Same field.
Same players.
Mm-hmm.
Different outcome.
Different outcome. Aurora really looked at themselves. Coach Randy Hubert said starting the next morning they reevaluated everything, coaches and players, and they really revamped their offense. And it was tough for McCook to stop them. They were running a zone read inside that was really gashing him up the middle, and Jerry Labita had about 240 yards of total offense on 16 touches, 8 passes, 8 catches, and he showed why he's one of the probably top underrated running backs in Class B.
So Aurora moves on to the state championship that everyone had McCook just penciled in. And most people probably had McCook penciled in to just win that game too.
Probably inked in.
Yeah, not even penciled, you're
Yeah.
right. So Aurora now plays Beatrice.
Right.
A team that's from the East. They've moved up through their bracket. How does Aurora stack up against Beatrice?
Well, they aren't unfamiliar teams. They hadn't played this year, but in previous years were regularly on each other's schedule and always had pretty competitive games. Beatrice more of a running team, and McCook, had plenty of success running against the Aurora defense, so that's something that they'll have to work on to look to stop. But the way that Aurora's offense, ever since that first McCook game, has just been rolling along, you think that that's going to be a big challenge for Beatrice to stop also.
Now, Beatrice's one loss was to the Waverly Vikings.
Yes.
And it wasn't even close. So, you can look at every team in Class B now, and that was competitive. And they've all had one loss, and most of them were one blowout loss, except for McCook's one, tight loss to Aurora last weekend. Who's going to win this game, do you think?
I think Aurora, you have to give them the slight advantage. They beat McCook, the team that was ranked in the top of the state regardless of the class in the top 3, and they had a lot of momentum. And you would have to worry about them plateauing there, thinking that putting so much into that game that sometimes there's a letdown. But, immediately after the game, lineman Andrew Rodriguez was saying, this was a great win, but this one's over. We got one more, this one's over. So, they were enjoying the win, but they were immediately turning their focus to Beatrice.
That's a smart player.
That is.
And, Ogallala, who played McCook the last game of the season, they got up big time for that game, you could tell, and that was a closer game than McCook had faced all season. And then they lost to Alliance, 5-4 Alliance in the first round of the playoffs the next week. So hopefully Aurora won't see that same fate. Yeah,
that's a lesson there, and they know what's at stake here. School has never won a state championship in football. This is their 4th trip to the finals, first in 13 years, and they know it was a major accomplishment to beat McCook, but all that means right now is that they've made it to the finals. It doesn't earn them the big trophy that they really wanted at the end of Saturday night.
And when is this game?
It'll be Saturday at Memorial Stadium starting at 7 o'clock, the final one of the 6 championship games.
All right. Well, you'll have to check back with theindependent.com and the Independent for more coverage of this, and we'll be back next week to kind of sum up the whole fall sports season. Thanks a lot.